What's up, my fellow kindred? Today I'm going to be making a video about all the powers in Shark Mob's upcoming game, Vampire the Masqeruade Bloodhunt. Fortunately, thanks to World of Darkness, I was able to secure a code into the alpha and make this video. So right now, as of this video in the current build of the game, there are 3 clans, but a 4th one called Venture is coming soon. The purpose of this video is to talk about all the powers seen in the alpha version of the game. This is my first Bloodhunt video, so if you want more Bloodhunt content, please like and subscribe for more, or check me out on Twitch to watch me play the alpha live. Firstly, before we talk about all the powers, it is very important we discuss the 3 clans seen in the alpha. So listen closely so you don't get confused. The 3 clans are Bruja, Nosferatu, and Toreador. Each clan shares its own clan skill. A clan skill is a unique movement ability that only archetypes of that clan can use. Among each clan, there are only 2 archetypes or classes that also offer unique passive and skill, or in other words, an additional tactical ability. For the Bruja, their clan skill is Soaring Leap. Soaring Leap allows you to make a powerful jump forward in the air to either engage, evade, or move to a new position. You are still vulnerable to damage, so be smart about how you use it. It's a great tool to get out of a bad situation. I use it a couple times to lose other players or to move across buildings quickly. For the Nosferatu, their clan skill is Vanish. Vanish allows the player to disappear in a puff of smoke and become completely invisible as they move their position to somewhere else. This is a great ability as other players cannot see your trail of smoke as you change your position. Only when you enter and exit the ability. Be careful though, as you can still be shot and downed while in this state. For the Toreador, their clan skill is my favorite so far, Projection. Projection allows you to send out a projection or second instance of yourself to a position, which, when activated a second time within a short time limit, will teleport you to your projection's position. This can be used to confuse enemies, engage enemies from different positions, and it's all around a great ability, and players with high skill will use it in amazing ways. Now, let's talk about each archetype. Let's start off with the archetypes for the Bruja, starting with Brute. The Brute's passive skill replenishes up to half of their health while not taking damage, which is pretty good. Usually when you get low, you need to feed on a mortal to recover health or use blood bags or syringes. But the Brute can recover half of their health on their own, which could really change a fight in your favor if you can take a moment to recover your health. Their archetype skill is Shockwave Punch. It allows you to unleash a shockwave that can push players back and deflect bullets. Keep in mind the shockwave travels over time and it actually travels from the moment where you activate it. You can use this to try to knock players off buildings or keep them away from you or even as a shield. I wasn't able to use this ability too much, but it has potential. The other archetype for the Bruja is the Vandal. The Vandal's passive skill is the Adrenaline Rush. It gives you moderate damage resistance when in close vicinity of enemies. In other words, you take less damage during close-up fights. This allows the Vandal to clutch close-up fights and allow you to live longer as well as fight much longer than other archetypes. The Vandal's archetype skill is Earth Shock, which is essentially a giant leap forward with your fist that upon impact with the ground deals damage and hurls enemies upward. The real value behind this ability is the fact that it nearly momentum locks your opponent as they go upward, allowing for easy follow-up damage. I was really surprised how useful this archetype was, and it even helped me win my first game. Next, let's look at the archetypes for the Nosferatu, starting off with the Saboteur. The Saboteur's passive skill is called Unseen Passage. Essentially, you turn semi-invisible after a short period when you're crouched. You're still barely visible, but someone would have to really look to see you as the game can be very fast-paced, so people will often miss you. The Saboteur's archetype skill is called Sewer Bomb, which is essentially like a mine that does damage over time if someone steps over it. They can be shot out though. It's a really clutch ability, but also situational. It's best for Saboteurs to use this ability to deny their enemy zone control and keep it for their team. The other archetype for the Nosferatu is the Prowler. The Prowler's passive is Sense the Beast. It allows you to see the trail of severely wounded enemies, which makes the Prowler very scary. It's actually super useful to see the trail of other players that are low HP because you can track them to find out where they went before they heal up. Keep in mind your team cannot see the trail, it's just you. What really makes the Prowler stand out is their Scouting Famulus. It allows the player to send out bats to scout an area that reveals enemies through walls that step through. It has a long duration and you'll likely get another use before your bats run out. It's really great for zone control and letting your team know where the enemy is. Now, let's look at the archetype for the Toreador, starting off with the Siren. The Siren is a pretty aggressive class. Its passive skill is called Kindred Charm. Kindred Charm temporarily makes civilians act friendly towards you and your team. I believe this passive skill calms civilians that may be frightened by gunfire, making it easier for you to approach them and feed from them. The Siren's ability, Blinding Beauty, is extremely strong, essentially blinding all nearby enemies and stunning them for a brief period, making them very strong for follow-up damage. Never let a Siren get too close, as it's extremely likely they are going to follow up on damage after using this ability. The other archetype for the Toreador is the Muse. The Muse is the healer or support class in Bloodhunt. The Muse's passive skill, Final Act, instantly refreshes your cooldowns and allows you to continue to use your powers while you're downed, enabling you to potentially escape while you're still down and regenerating. The Muse's archetype skill is called Rejuvenating Voice, which allows the class to enter a restorative state that heals themselves and nearby allies, but taking damage will end the ability. This is a very useful ability in the endgame or when your team is running low on blood bags and syringes. There are also blood resonances available to all classes in game by consuming specific resonance from certain NPCs. If you use your heightened senses, you can detect NPCs with resonance that have a unique color and effect next to them. Drinking this blood can reduce cooldowns on your powers, increase your health regenerative abilities, or increase melee damage. But you have a limited number of slots, and the only way to get more is to diablerize other players so you can become even more powerful. The developers put a lot of time into designing the powers for each clan and abilities for all the archetypes. I think the game is in a pretty balanced state, surprisingly, even in alpha. There may be some changes necessary to tweak things better, but only time will tell. Overall, each of the powers feels really good to use, and the game is very enjoyable. The animations are smooth, and combat feels really great. I think Sharkmob did a really good job designing the game, and they knew exactly how players were going to play. So it's pretty impressive. So, which archetype best fits you? What powers do you like? Let me know in the comments below, because I'm itching to log back in and keep playing more Bloodhunt. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button so you can let me know that you want more Bloodhunt content. Take it easy, and peace out.